Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. You got to be a fool if you think LeBron James is a greater player than Wilt Chamberlain. You got to be a fool if you think LeBron James is even in the same class as Wilt Chamberlain as a basketball player. Okay, and we're going to break this down. But first, let's talk about this. You guys say, well, the LeBron fans say we can't use championships. And championships is a team achievement. Right? Is a team achievement. That's what they use against Kareem, Russell, Magic, Kobe, Jordan. And I say, okay, well, let's take the championships out of it. What do you have then? You have a bunch of fools who are LeBron fans that look even more foolish than what they was looking before. They want to say it's a team accomplishment. But when we take his 4 championships out, which, what do you have then? You only have 2 statistical titles. If you know anything about basketball, in the history of basketball, Bill Russell in the 60s, when he retired, was the standard because of his 5 MVPs and his 11 championships. Along with him was Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain for being the most dominant player in NBA history. Along with his 4 MVPs and all his statistical titles. So you can basically say that it was 1A and B with Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain as far as the standard that came out of the 60s. After that, it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who shattered the 6 MVP. I mean that shattered the 5 MVPs that Bill Russell achieved. But he was never able to achieve all the statistical titles of Wilt Chamberlain. And Kareem got 6 MVPs and 6 championships. Here comes Magic, here comes Bird, here comes Michael Jordan. We all know what these guys did. We know there was a bar that was set that you had to at least have your eyes at, be at the same level or above it for you to be GOAT status. We're talking about championships and statistical titles and MVPs. People got to remember, yes, finals MVPs are great, but a lot of different players would have won finals MVPs for the Celtics. Bill Russell would have not have won 11 finals MVPs. Any player can have a great series. Ask Iguodala, who shut down LeBron James. He wasn't better than Curry. Ask Worthy, who didn't really, he had some big moments, but for the series, he wasn't bigger than Kareem or Magic. And like I said, before we get into this, also, let's get into the fact that, yes, Wilt Chamberlain only has 2 championships, 2 and 4 in the finals. But who was beating that Boston Celtics team? You think LeBron would have beat that Boston Celtics team? He couldn't even beat an old Spurs in an old Mavs team. Right? I think they're like in the top 3 of all time as far as oldest championship winners. And like I keep trying to tell you, you don't take 2000 style or 2010 styles and go play in the 60s. It don't work like that. You got to play in that style. Now you got to be a positional player. Positional player. And we really won't even get into that. We already know what's going to happen if LeBron has to be an actual positional player. Four and 6 and 2 and 4 is really no difference. Yes, you got 2 more championships, but you got 2 more losses, right? So there's really no difference in that. People make themselves look like a fool when they want to bring up only 2 championships, and they didn't have Finals MVP back then. A lot of things that they have today, if they had it back then, LeBron James would be an afterthought. A long time ago. I don't know if he ever would have been a thought. So let's get into this. MVPs. Wilt Chamberlain 4, LeBron 4. Assist titles. LeBron 1, Wilt Chamberlain 1. Rebound titles. If I'm not mistaken, Wilt Chamberlain 11, LeBron 0. Scoring titles. Wilt Chamberlain 7, LeBron 1. 100-point games. Wilt Chamberlain 1, LeBron 0. 90-plus point games. Wilt 1, LeBron 0. 80-plus point games. Wilt 1, LeBron 0. 70-plus point games. Wilt 6, LeBron 0. 60-plus point games. Wilt 32, LeBron 0. 50-plus point games. Wilt 118, LeBron 14. 40-plus point games. Wilt 271, LeBron 77. 30-plus point games. Wilt 516, LeBron 553. It may be counting. I mean, on some of this shouldn't even be close. If LeBron's this great scorer and has the most points of all time, why when you look at this list right here, LeBron is not on par with Wilt, Jordan, or Kobe? More 40, wait, let me see. 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, and 30 plus point games. No, my fault. I'll just single them out this way. Versus LeBron, Kobe has more 80, 70, 60, 50, and 40 point plus games than LeBron. Kobe does. Jordan, 60, 50, and 40 plus point games. Jordan has more than LeBron. And we already see what Wilt Chamberlain has done to LeBron. Only thing LeBron has over Kobe, Jordan, and Wilt Chamberlain is 30-point games, basically. That's it. It shouldn't even be close. LeBron should have more MVPs than Wilt. I think we'll only play like 13 seasons. LeBron, for all this acclaim and praise that he gets about being this great passer, he should have more assist titles than Wilt Chamberlain. All this claim and praise that LeBron gets, right? No rebound titles, not even one. What? You've been the biggest dude in the game since about 2011, 10, and you have 0 rebound titles. They talk about you're an all-time great scorer. You have 1 scoring title. I did a graphic one day about, I think he won that scoring title in 2008, and since then, all the players that have won scoring titles since that time, like Durant, like 2 or 3, Harden, like 2 or 3, Westbrook, like 2 or 3, Carmelo Anthony won 1. All these different players have just since 2008. That's the last time this guy actually won a scoring title. That's mind blowing. That, to me, that's even more mind blowing than the last time he won his last MVP. In this game, it just kept getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker, and he hasn't won a scoring title since 2008. And you guys say he's the most athletic, gifted. You guys say a lot of stuff that don't make any sense. How easy is it to, if you're this great scorer, even a good scorer, to go out there and put up 50 points like it ain't nothing on a nightly basis with no defense? People ain't lying. When they say Michael Jordan will average 50 a night, they're not trying to say, or 40 a night. They're saying that's what he would average. This dude will be putting up like 80-point games with no 3. With no 3-pointer. Go ahead and shoot him. I done dropped another 70, 60, 80-point game with no 3-pointers. While y'all stupid fools with no defense in this era is sitting out there chucking up 3s. There's nobody under the basket to stop you. Could you imagine if you put Shaq and Jordan on the same team with just whatever, some role players? They would dominate this era, and they would shoot no 3s. It would be no, why would you shoot any 3s? There's nobody to stop you inside. It makes no sense. It's almost like the league is saying, if you don't sit out there and shoot 3s, 4 people with 1 person inside, you don't have a job. That's what they're saying. Why are they saying this? Because these guys are doing half the work and getting paid all this money. They don't have to have any positional skills of what a small forward have, a power forward would have, a center would have, a guard would have, a point guard would have. No skills. This is sad. This is the NBA that has taught these up and coming children that want to play basketball. They're teaching them a different sport. This is not basketball. This is a circus show. They might as well just get away from positions in the NBA. Why have a position? Everybody is sitting on the perimeter. Maybe except for the center. So the rebounds inflate. Nurkic grabbing 24 rebounds like he's Wilt Chamberlain, like he's battling all-time great centers and power forwards or, a small forward to get these rebounds. Nobody's under there. LeBron, 8, 9, 10 rebounds in the game. Nobody's under there. Just 4 Lakers. Let LeBron get the rebound. This is really basketball? What the hell is this? Sometimes I turn on an NBA game and I just turn it back off because it's not NBA. It's not basketball. This is what these guys are being told to do by the commissioner. You don't have any real coaches. You think a real coach would tell his players to run the same plays every time down the court as the opposing team on offense? That's what's going on. That's what's been going on the last 3-4 years, right? Stop lying to yourself. Now the Warriors might play like this, but the Warriors did not start out playing like this. It was just Curry and Clay at the three-point line shooting the three. If you came for Clay, he would throw it to Curry. If you came for Curry, he would throw it to Clay, and they both were shooting for 40+%. Not the whole team. The whole team was not sitting at the three-point line. That's why I said, you guys are idiots. Curry did not change the game. Curry and Clay played a certain style. Without Clay ever showing up, Curry is just a spot-up three-point shooter, or, he might be able to make his own shot, but the league never even thinks about this, right? If Clay never shows up. Curry is a good player, but if you had only had to concentrate on Curry and there's no Clay, you be the judge. You be the judge. You know what I'm saying? I said in the past, imagine Michael Jordan had a guy that played like him, or Shaq had another guy that played like him, or Kobe had another guy that played like him, or LeBron had another guy that played like him. That's what happened with Curry. He had another guy that played like him, and nobody's ever seen that before. Two guys that shot 40+% from three, bombing away. And you'll probably never see that again. And these guys don't ruin the game. Not Clay and Curry, because Golden State wasn't playing four guys at the three-point line. Adam Silver has destroyed the game. Trust me, everything that's done on that court is done in the media is on Adam Silver. If he says, look, I don't want this style played in my NBA, it's going to stop. If I don't want my past players, Bird, Magic, Kareem, Wilt, Russell, Havlicek, Kuzi, any of my past players get trashed in the media, that's what's going to happen. He's going to stop it. Because they're promoting the NBA, Fox, ESPN. So you got to listen to the commissioner, what he wants. If he don't want LeBron on that podcast all the time, he's going to stop that. But this is what he wants. This guy has destroyed the NBA. And look, they done destroyed the legacy of Wilt Chamberlain. To me, the second greatest player of all time behind Michael Jordan. And some can say he was the greatest player of all time. You guys talk about, oh, look who LeBron played. Look who Wilt played. Tell me what you think.